everybody, and welcome to another episode of Cruising Israel. I'm your host, Natalie.
And I'm Max, and this week, Natalie, I've got a great item for us. You're the first item.
The items, okay, tell me.
Making it a little easier for you. So, I know a gal who, she's doing some unique tours. Let's put it that way.
Okay, we love unique tours on the show.
So let's go and see.
Oh, that's what you're telling me?
Yeah,
unique
for
tours.
now.
Okay, so...
We'll find out what makes the tour so unique.
Okay, got you, Max.
Cool.
Let's head there now.
Great.
There are many ways to tour the magic of Israel. From its breathtaking scenery to its rich history, this tiny nation has a lot to offer. As tiny as it may be, you can't get everywhere by foot, but how about on a horse?
Wow! This is amazing! I didn't think horses liked the water this much.
Today we decided to visit Siren Riders, which provides exhilarating tours of the country, ranging in length from a few hours to a whole week.
So today is going to be a very fun day. We're here in Kibbutz Nachsholim, about an hour away from Tel Aviv. This is the horse that I'm going to be riding today, right?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about this cutie.
She's a Swana Sirin, but nicknamed Asi. An amazing purebred Arabian. She knows that she's beautiful as well.
I don't know much about horses. I'm from New York. You know, the only time I've ever seen a horse was in Central Park. Are these domestic animals? Are they friendly?
Very friendly. You know, she's third generation with us.
Yeah.
You know, her grandmother was my horse. So she really a horse that I can trust. I really can trust.
Good, I'm happy to hear that. Okay, let's try this. Whoa!
Long leg, that's it. Now you look like a real English rider. Give us a little bit more slack, a little bit more. That's it.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's start this trail. So we're starting out with a nice, calm, peaceful ride, right?
The scenic beach ride was the perfect way to start the tour along the glistening waters of the Mediterranean Sea.
Wow, this is beautiful. They got a nice, refreshing dip in the water. So Yair, how long have you been riding horses for?
I'm today 55, from age 3,
Wow.
52 years.
Wow, that's forever.
Still, I'm not such a good rider, but I really love this animal. So for example, beach day,
Whoop.
it's something that
Coming through.
beach day is something that we really like.
That's it, we're getting off?
Yeah.
This is an unbelievable view.
It was a very important port. This was the entrance for all the Galilee, much before Akko and before Caesarea. So it's from the Phoenician time, 3,300 years ago.
Was that David HaMelech's time?
Yeah, by the way, in David HaMelech time, they didn't conquer this place because it's the people here was Phoenician. But, you know, Jewish never like to pay tax, but they all the time like to collect tax. So the Phoenicians are sitting here, pay tax for David and Solomon.
So you're doing tours for groups, individuals, how does it work?
Siren Riders is about personal tourism. We can take a group of 20 riders and we can take a group of 1 rider. The 20 and the 1 will get the same experience. Our real best seller, I can say, it's the Tour Israel. It actually starts on Saturday and it's finished in the Sunday after. And we start in the Galilee, Sea of Galilee, with the horses to the Jordan River, and then Carmel Mountain, and then Jerusalem, and then to Judea Desert. You drive 30 kilometers and you ride in a totally different landscape. And the story of this place and the people of this place, it's the stories and the Israeli experience, I can say. Each Israeli has his own way to do coffee. I really hope that people understand the opportunity to enjoy from a real Israel. And horses are vital to get into the real land.
We had an absolutely amazing time. For everyone out there that wants to see Israel in a new light, this is definitely the way to do it. Max, good job on picking that item. I really enjoyed it. I always wanted to ride a horse on the beach.
Seemed like you were having a good time.
Yeah.
So what is the next stop for us today?
Well, next stop is we're going to Kibbutz Ramat Rachel, and it's not so far from Tel Aviv. I know we've been doing a bunch of animal segments on the show lately, but this one is a little bit different. The farm was actually built in memory of a fallen soldier. So
Okay.
we'll be hearing a lot about that story. So let's go.
Cool. Let's do it.
This ecological farm outside of Jerusalem is home to a variety of animals and teaches visitors the importance of environmental preservation. But not only that, there's a special meaning behind its name, and today we're going to find out all about it. Eyal's farm is situated in Kibbutz Ramat Rachel, overlooking magnificent views of Jerusalem and even the surrounding cities off in the distance.
The kibbutz is special for many things. I think foremost is the proximity to the city of Jerusalem. In fact, Jerusalem grew so much that it basically surrounds the kibbutz.
Hi, little guy. So cute. Tasty, huh?
At Chavat Eyal, which translates to Eyal's farm, the main goal is to teach visitors not only about respecting animals, but respecting the environment as well. Visitors learn all about eco-friendly methods of building and how to live an organic and sustainable lifestyle.
In the kibbutz, all the leftover food from the preschools will end up over here and is used as compost. Also, all the water gets reused over here. So there's a lot of importance on recycling. I mean, all the kibbutz knows that if you have a plastic water bottle or something, this is where it goes, because here, this is where you recycle everything as much as possible.
How long have these animals been here on the farm?
This goat, we got it as a donation from the beginning of the farm.
The farm is located in the kibbutz. Do kibbutz members come and volunteer or help out with these animals on the farm?
They certainly come to visit, especially parents with their kids. There are kids with special needs all over Jerusalem that comes, some of them just for once, and some of them come to a session.
The idea didn't come out of nowhere. The farm was created as a memorial to Eyal Yoel, a young kibbutz member who died a hero.
There's a very emotional story behind how this farm came to be. Why don't you go ahead and tell us about it?
Eyal was killed on a combat while he was a soldier on the IDF. He already was a student in the university, but he was called to join his soldiers. The family, we thought what we can do to remind him, and that people will continue to say his name and to know what was behind him.
Was Eyal connected to nature or animals?
As a child, he loved very much animals, and he was very connected to the little zoo that we had in the kibbutz. I was very young, but my parents always tell that he got up very early in the morning and he ran to feed the animals before the bus is taking him to the school. When he was growing up, all the ecological issues were very important for him.
So you're carrying on Eyal's name and everything Eyal believed in by opening up this farm.
Yeah, exactly. When we stay here, we can feel his spirit, you know, because it's everywhere.
Because of Eyal's passion for ecological conservation, you'll find eco-friendly items all around the farm.
The things that we are standing on, it's a deck, but not from a wood. It's a deck from bottle caps. Okay, yeah. So it's look like a wood, but it's not. And we have here benches from tires of cars. The house of the goat and the sheep is one of the things that we made by ourselves. From all of it from mud.
Wow. So it's like a self-cleaning pond.
Just a few steps away from the farm, over by the kibbutz outlook, is a memorial dedicated to a third-generation kibbutz member named Yair Engel.
At the age of 16 or 17, he went with the high school program to visit the camps in Poland. Yair decided that he will volunteer to the most elite unit he can make it to, and he joined the Shayetet, which is the equivalent to the Navy SEALs. During his army service, he died in a diving accident. Him and his partner went on a diving drill, and apparently one of them was struggling, the other probably tried to assist, and they both died.
Yair had the reputation of being the strongest guy around, like the oak tree in the forest, a fitting symbolization for a hero who gave his life in service to his country. The monument consists of boulders and stones set in concrete surrounding the oak tree.
There are countless museums throughout the country, and we've actually filmed a pretty significant amount of that.
Seems like we filmed a lot of museums. Why, you got a museum for us to film?
Well, there is a heritage site dedicated to one of the biggest, most significant Jewish leaders in Israel, Menachem Begin.
Oh, Menachem
Sure you heard of him?
Begin. Yeah, there's so many roads named after him. We probably drove on one today. It seems like every city
Each city
has a major street, Menachem Begin. So, where is the...
Well, it's in Jerusalem.
Okay, cool.
So, let's head there now.
Let's do it. Sounds fun.
Walls of the old city of Jerusalem, the Menachem Begin Heritage Center honors the legacy of one of the greatest leaders in modern Jewish history.
Menachem Begin was a very passionate Zionist and made it his goal to work towards making Israel an independent state.
The center tells the story of Begin starting from his youth and culminating into becoming Israel's 6th prime minister. Through a series of media-rich presentations, visitors go from room to room, immersing themselves in the life of Menachem Begin.
It's a very authentic museum. Being here on the first day have given the children and all of us a real perspective on the history of Israel, on how much went into the establishment of the state.
So why don't you tell us how the museum tells the story of Menachem Begin's life?
So the museum is a audio-visual experience. Behind these doors that we're going to walk through in a moment, there's the 4 stages of Menachem Begin's life, youth in Poland, the head of the underground movement, the Irgun, head of the opposition for 29 years, and the prime minister of the state.
So that sounds really cool. We're basically getting a glimpse in the different stages of Menachem Begin's life. Let's go through the doors.
Begin was a passionate Zionist from an early age, from being the leader of Zeb Jabotinsky's youth movements in his teens to becoming the leader of Israel's Irgun, the underground movement which fought for Israel's independence. A tour guide follows the groups from room to room, briefly elaborating with interesting trivia along the way.
Welcome to the Menachem Begin's living room.
That's right, in the living room. All of the original furniture from Begin's small apartment in 1947 Tel Aviv are featured right here in the museum.
They had one living room, one bedroom, and sort of a mini kitchen. And eventually they also had 3 kids. The living room was a living room by day, but a bedroom for the Begin couple by night. He used to open the door to his apartment every weekend and just invite people who wanted to drink coffee or tea and talk about politics or about their lives. That was Menachem Begin's chair, so that's, yeah.
I picked the right chair.
29 years after the establishment of the State of Israel, Begin was finally elected to the highest office in the land, winning to become Prime Minister in 1977.
קראנו דרור לכל הציבור, איש לא תלוי. אין אפליה, אין מפלים חבר מפלגה, או חבר של מפלגה אחרת.
As the new head of state, Begin helped initiate the peace process with Egypt, which then granted him the Nobel Peace Prize in 1978.
So this is the last room in the museum dedicated to Menachem Begin's, maybe his life's achievement, the establishment of peace with Egypt. And my favorite artifact in the whole museum is what's in this case over here, his speech that he spoke on the White House lawn after signing the agreement with Egypt. And what I like is the stationery. If you can see what that's written on, it says on top
Washington Hilton. Oh, he just wrote it on some piece
Exactly.
of paper that was in a hotel.
It's like, this is the Prime Minister of the State of Israel. He's signing the most historic agreement ever, and he takes the Washington Hilton stationery, and with the blue pen, you can see, like, writes it out, maybe even...
Some scribbles.
Yeah, maybe, like, marked out. I won't say this in the end. That's the kind of guy he was.
Okay, Natalie, it has been an interesting day of cruising Israel. Not our normal stuff.
We definitely did learn a lot this week. We had a wide range of different items.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Did you work up an appetite?
I sure did.
Good, because our fourth item is going
Yeah.
to be a restaurant. Try a restaurant?
Okay, lovely. I don't care which one. I'm starving.
Restaurant Gyri. Let's
Lovely.
give it a
I've
try.
heard about that place.
Me too, never tried it. So
All right.
let's go check it out.
Let's go. If you've been to Tel Aviv, then you know about the abundance of fantastic restaurants there are to choose from. So today we came to restaurant Gyri to find out what makes this simple yet upscale bistro such a success.
As soon as you walk into the place, you take in the cozy atmosphere featuring rich, warm lighting and homey decor.
Cheers.
The style of the food is bistro-like, so quite simple, hearty dishes, even though they look fancy in the plate. But we try to keep it simple in the plate and a little more complex in the kitchen, but in a way that our customers won't be able to see it.
The chefs at Restaurant Gyri take pride in offering something different, and it shows in their dishes.
We're now with talented chef Ido. I'm really excited to be cooking with you in the kitchen. What is the first thing that we're going to do? What are we making?
We're going to do it in gnocchi, and we're going to do it not the Italian style from potato, we're going to do it from pata choux.
Which is?
It's like the choux of the eclair. I will add the zucchini, a bit of garlic, chili, and I will add the chicken stock. Some parsley and basil. Some local spinach. I will add the duck confit. Some salt. Little bit of butter. This is it.
You can smell the garlic simmering with all the delicious spices. Looks great. Why don't let's plate it.
We try to get different inspirations from all over Europe as far as cooking techniques, but what we really try to do is concentrate on local produce and produce food which in its style is gastronomique.
Our next dish is going to be a raw fish. We're going to serve yellowtail. That it's combined very well with the Israeli aklim, that it's very hot and warm and everyone's sweaty, look for something cold and cool to eat. So let's start. We'll start with the yellowtail. Israeli olive oil, very important. Vinegar that we do from arugula. It's local leaves.
What is this, vinegar?
Yeah, arugula leaves. We'll make sure that every piece of fish gonna get some fit. Cream that we make from a local cheese that named Gyri. Salt. We'll make sure that everyone gonna have enough olive oil to dip his bread in the end.
So as a wine sommelier, what could you tell us about the wine at the restaurant?
Well, I can say that it's one of the pillars of the restaurant. We have a very extensive and interesting, I think, wine list. We concentrate on stuff that people wouldn't normally drink and recognize from other lists.
Now it's time to eat. I feel like the food here is soul food. Food for the soul.
Well, you saw it, though, so I can't say no.
All right, let's dig in. Let's try it. This is gnocchi, he said, with goose confit. Yummy, yummy. Okay, so this was the dish that I was very excited to try. It's very nicely plated, and I don't think I've ever had a chicken liver
Mousse?
like this.
Well, it's the first time to everything.
Yeah.
It's like usually they make these with foie gras, but we are in Israel and chicken liver is a lot more common, a lot more popular. So we decided to go with that.
Wow, that's good.
Well, folks, thanks so much for joining us for another episode of Cruising Israel. We couldn't be happier to have you with us.
And don't forget to catch us next time as we